Dave, this morning we're on the Sundance DX20. I've been running this boat around all morning and found three things I like right off the bat, okay? First off, the fuel gauge hadn't even moved. I mean, the 115 Yamaha is so efficient on this boat. She's got so little drag that it does very well. Something else I hadn't even thought about. When you throttle all the way back on this boat, she's only doing about 550 RPMs. You could slow troll with jigs for trout, whatever. You don't even need a trolling motor to fish inshore in this boat. And the stability is amazing. You can stand on the gunnel and the boat holds its attitude. I mean, it's just so much broader than a V-hull boat. I like that, and I couldn't believe how shallow we got. I've been on a lot of technical skiffs with you and I doing this show, but I'm not sure I've been a lot shallower than we were this morning.
Yeah, this boat is a great example of what we've been saying, a SUB, a sport utility boat. What I love about the design, you can do anything in this boat. We can fish, we can go to the sandbar, we can pull the kids on the tube. You can take a lot of people in this boat because she is so stable. It's a small package, but this boat does a lot for just this size.
Yeah, it does. Now, we try to get this through to our viewers every week. Every boat's a compromise. Every inch of every boat's a compromise. This big broad bow, this flat bottom, you can take the whole family. You're not going to get the same head seat performance. It's not going to handle as easily in a chop as what a V-bottom boat is. And I can tell you who this boat may be the best boat for. How about the guy that wants to fish the flats, wants to trout fish and redfish, really skinny, but his wife wants to bring the kids on Sunday afternoon? He can do it in this boat. These boats draw no water. They sit right on top of the water. If it's a sponge, you can run in it.
Well, we're powered with a 115, plenty of performance because these boats are so efficient. Another thing I like about them, they're very, very lightweight. You don't have to have a great big tandem axle trailer, and you don't need a great big tow vehicle. A Jeep, a small car, a small mini pickup, no problem pulling this.
One thing about SUBs, they're very good at keeping it simple. No nonsense console, nothing here you don't need, everything you gotta have.
Well, let's look at some of the features that we have on this boat and really show the people that why we like this boat so much for its versatility. All right, Rick, you know how we talked about this boat being a little bit of fishing, a little bit of family? Look up here on the front deck. Padded seats on both sides, and you've got a padded bow. A great place for the family to sit, the wife, the kids, when you get to the sandbar. But let's say you and I are gonna go fishing. This pops right off, slide it out of the way, or you can just leave it at home, leave it in the garage, and now we've got a nice big casting deck.
It's a transformer. But let me tell you something, Dave, that old guys like me really appreciate. All right, all boats in this class now come with the raised platform up front. That's great. But please, put a step right here. If I have to climb straight up and down one step 25 times a day, I'm an old man. It's not easy to do anymore. I appreciate that step.
Well, you've got a little lip right here that'll keep some of the water from coming into the boat. You've got a nice landing place up here for your trolling motor, even a trolling motor plug. And this storage, it's on both sides, but it goes all the way around. So that's a great big U-shaped open area for storage. You can put all of your PFDs, you can put your boogie board, anything you want to keep, all up under the front deck. Rick, you know, the Sundance at 20 feet, it's right in the middle of the mix. And we've got the Dusky, which is a little bit bigger, got the Carolina Skiff, which is a little bit smaller. But one thing I like about this boat, the design of the console is great. I've got a built-in insulated cooler up in the front, full of ice and drinks, and the ice has stayed there all morning. And then we've got a built-in tackle box in the face of the console where we can keep all of our tackle. It's right there, it's accessible, but if we don't need it, it's out of the way. All right, Rick, you know what? As we work our way aft, what I love about these undergonal rod holders is, here again, I can take rods with me, but at the end of the day, if I go to the sandbar, they're out of the way, but earlier in the day, they were easily accessible. Also, we've got rod holders mounted in the gunnel. If we do want to go and troll, like we said, I'd take this boat offshore and troll for kingfish.
Well, you got to have your day, Dave. You know, a couple things you need to keep in mind is when the chop comes up, you need to be headed home. Okay, it's not going to be the performer in the chop that a deep V is, and it's nobody's speed demon. This is a boat that is a defined sports utility boat. It does a lot of things.
All right, Rick, the last thing I want to talk about on this Sundance is they've got a little built-in platform on the back that has a handle and a flip-out ladder. Two purposes. One, go to the sandbar. It's an easy way to get on and off the boat. Maybe mini lobster season, this would be a good boat to take offshore to the shallow reefs. But in the wintertime, you fall over with heavy clothes, that ladder back there could save your life for letting you get back in the boat.
I think boarding ladders should be mandatory on all boats.
Well, it just rounds out the package of this really versatile boat.